So I woke up to the craziest XRP prediction. $5 XRP any day now and $15 XRP in just 6 weeks. So yeah, you heard that right. A well-known XRP pundit basically said, buckle up, we're going double digits by September. Now at first I laughed, then I got curious. So what does he know that maybe we don't? I just simply had to find out. And here's a spoiler. What I discovered had me pacing my living room at 3 a.m. And so there I was, Tuesday morning, sipping my coffee, scrolling through our free educational Discord server. There's a link in the description if you want to hop in, by the way. When one of our guys tags me like, hey, check this out. Rector says XRP is going to hit $15 soon. I nearly did a spit take with my coffee. $15? For context, XRP's all-time high was around the $3.80 range back in 2018, and I just recently, or at least recently, we had actually celebrated $3.66. So 15 bucks would shatter that 5 times over. My inner skeptic kind of screamed, it's too good to be true, but another part of me, the part that's ridden by XRP roller coasters for years, whispered, what if he's right? And in that split second, I knew that I was about to go full detective mode. And if you're holding any XRP, you're going to want to hear this story before you even think about what to do next. Okay, let me rewind just a little bit. A couple of weeks in XRP land actually have been absolutely whiplashed, right? Or at least we have, right? First, XRP soared to around $3.66, right? A new yearly high. Everyone and their grandma was, ecstatic. My phone was blowing up with rocket emojis. And then, as if the crypto gods decided that we were having too much fun, XRP tanked 10% in a single day. Yeah, right? We went from euphoria to, not again in 24 hours. Now, it dropped back to around $3, even dipped just below for a hot minute. Now, I remember staring at my Kraken Pro app in disbelief. And by the way, guys, I use Kraken Pro. The link is in the description. That is an affiliate link that supports the channel here. So if you need a solid exchange, you can check that out. Anyway, my portfolio looked like a sad puppy. It was down 10% in a blink. But then, plot twist. XRP bounced back above $3.20, and as of now, it's hovering in the low $3 range, trying to claw its way back up. So in short, it's been a pretty wild ride lately, even by crypto standards. Now, enter Rector. Now, if you don't know Zach, he's the outspoken XRP community guy, kind of a big personality on X. Now, he comes out and says, essentially, XRP is about to blow parts of its all-time high any day now, right? And that's just the beginning. So according to Zach, XRP's next stop is at $4 to $5 range, like immediately apparently. And any day now in his own words, cue my eyebrow raise, of course. Now I'm thinking, all right, breaking $4 would be pretty awesome, sure, but we've been here before. XRP has tested us plenty of times. But he didn't stop there. Zach then dropped the real bombshell. He's targeting $7 to $15 by September 7th. That's roughly 6 weeks from now. And I literally kind of checked the calendar to make sure that I heard that right. Less than 2 months to possibly hit 2-digit XRP prices. Now at that kind of at least this point, I have so many questions. Is he basing this on insider info? Is it pure chart voodoo? Has Zach had one too many energy drinks? Because $15 would mean, from where we are right now, roughly a 114% to 360% increase in price. Even if we first sprint to $5, going from $5 to $15 is another 3x. And doing all of that in 6 weeks, well, that's the stuff of legends, not lunacy. Naturally, I had to investigate. I kind of felt crypto a bit like a crypto Sherlock Holmes, right? Minus the hat. The first stop, I found Zach's actual post with the chart that he shared. Right, picture this. I'm hunched over my laptop at midnight, brightness kind of cranked all the way up, extreme levels, and examining this chart like it was a bit of a treasure map. Now on the chart, Zach had drawn 2 big green target boxes. One was around the $4 to $5 and the other was way up at $7 to $15. He's basically mapping XRP's path like an RPG quest, right? First, slay the $5 dragon, then conquer the $15 castle, right? The $4 to $5 zone, honestly, it isn't actually that far-fetched at all, right? XRP was already, at $3.66 recently, so hitting $4 would take what? Another 10 to 15% move from around the $3.26. It's a jump to $4 to $5 means, about 22 to 53% pump. It's not, crazy. In fact, we've seen XRP do 60%, moves in a single month not that long ago. So yeah, $5 any day now. It doesn't sound crazy when you lay it out like that. Now, I could almost feel a tiny spark of FOMO igniting in my chest, but the second target range, that is where things go from exciting to hold your hat. I'm talking $7 on the low end and $15 on the high end by early September. Now, I actually kind of chuckled and said out loud, Zach, you're a mad lad. I hope you're right though, right? If $15 happens, I might need to frame a screenshot of my portfolio and hang it on the wall. Now, who wouldn't want 5x in just 6 weeks, right? It sounds like one of those clickbait ads. I made $10,000 overnight with this one weird trick, right? We've all learned to be skeptical of all of those, right? Yet here in crypto, sometimes reality does play out a bit like a clickbait headline. So in 2017's bull run was the kind of stuff of fairy tales, right? XRP went from fractions of a penny to over $3 in just 1 year. I remember it hitting 40 cents, taking a breather, and then exploding to $3 plus. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does often rhyme. So could we really be rhyming with 2017 here? Now, speaking of chart gurus, I didn't just take Zach's word for it, right? That would be crazy. I started digging around. It turns out that Zach's not the only one seeing these big numbers, right? Back in January, analyst Dark Defender was already hinting at XRP, or at least that XRP was gearing up for a move towards $4.10 to $5.80. And he was looking at the Fibonacci levels, those kind of mythical ratios that traders love, and myself included, right? Then in May, another analyst named Mags kind of pegged $7 as his kind of cycle target. He saw a pattern from 2017 repeating again. And then there's Ali Martinez, a well-known technical analyst. He noted that XRP broke out of a giant multi-year triangle pattern. And if that pattern is legit, it gives a target of around $15. So now I'm sitting here like, okay, is this just hopium, or is there a real case right here? Now, because that's 3 of our 4 different analysts all landing in that kind of $5 to $15 range, my reaction is a bit of a mix of, holy cow, this might actually happen, and please, universe, don't let this be, a prank. Now, at this point, I'm basically oscillating between 2 moods, right? Excited optimist and cautious realist. Excited optimist is kind of picking out the color of your Lambo that I'm going to be getting. And the cautious realist, of course, is reminding me of the 2018 drama, I guess, when everyone thought XRP was definitely going to $10 soon. And then the bear market smacked us all in the face. So I bet that some of you even remember the famous $589 by the year end rumor. Yeah. That was a thing, by the way. Also, back in August of 2020, XRP was going to be pegged to gold. These things, they come and they go. Spoiler, it didn't happen. So I'm just trying to keep my feet on the ground. In fact, in our Discord chat, I half-jokingly post that if XRP hits $10 by September, the first round of drinks is on me. Suddenly, I had a dozen people holding me to that one. Great. Now, before we go any further, I've got to say this, and you've got to listen to it, right? This might shock you as well, because I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies, they are highly volatile and you could lose all of the money that you invest. It's important that you do your own research and consult a qualified professional. After all, your investments are entirely your responsibility, and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses, and this video today is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All right, let's get back to it. Right, what am I doing personally? Well, how am I going to be positioning, or at least playing, this potential XRP breakout? Well, I've got some price alerts, right, on my phone, and my phone will ping if XRP crosses $4, $5, $7, etc., right? If we approach $10, I probably won't need an alert, right? I'm going to hear the collective screams of joy around the globe from XRP holders. And I've also decided on a little bit of a game plan, right? I love XRP, but I'm not married to any of it, right? So if we hit $5, I might sell a small portion. I actually went on Kraken Pro last night and set a couple of limit sell orders just below $5. Again, the Kraken Pro link is in the description and it is an affiliate link. It helps fund the channel here, and I appreciate it if you do use it. This way, you know, if I'm asleep, you know, or kind of hiking and XRP spikes, Kraken Pro's limit orders are going to automatically secure me a win. Now, if XRP just kind of lingers between $3 and $4 or even dips, I'm okay with that too, right? I haven't bet the farm on this timeline, right? This is more like an exciting bonus scenario, right? The fundamentals, they haven't changed for me, right? I always say plan for the worst and hope for the best, right? Worst case, nothing happens by September and I just keep on holding. Best case, well, we might see a legendary story to tell. Now, speaking of stories, last night I couldn't sleep, right? Caffeine and XRP hype, dangerous combo. Now I ended up on YouTube watching old clips from 2017's crypto run, right? My girlfriend looks at me and says I'm crazy, right? I'm excitedly pointing at the chart saying, look, it's look like it's going to go parabolic. Look at that parabolic move, I say. And she's just like, that's nice, dear, and goes back to sleep, right? Not everyone shares our enthusiasm, but if you're still watching this and you probably get it, well, that's at least there's just that kind of buzz in the air, right? When something big might be coming. Now, here is where we are, right? Playing the waiting game, right? I've even scribbled 7th of September, XRP $15 question mark on my calendar like it's a friend's wedding. No joke. I'm treating it a bit like an event, right? I'm going to catch myself daydreaming. It's September 7th, wake up to a groggy phone, check my phone, you know, did we do it? Feels a bit like waiting for exam results. 90% sure I passed, but you know, still sweating. The anticipation's there, right? That's kind of what makes crypto fun, right? It's not just about money, it's about the collective energy and the countdown, the memes, the community. And of course, you know, if it doesn't happen, well, we can post about it, right? So that's the heart of it, right? Really is. Whether or not XRP hits $15 by September, you know, being a part of this ride is potentially worth it. Now, it reminds me of why I got into crypto in the first place, not just for all of the gains, but for the camaraderie, right? Where else do strangers from all over the world collectively hold their breath for a kind of specific date, cheering each other on, analyzing every move, and yes, making jokes when we fall short. So if XRP actually hits $10 or $15, it's not just a portfolio boost, it's a vindication for everyone who stuck it out. And if it doesn't, so what, right? We've been through worse, right? True believers didn't flinch over missed timelines. As one of my Discord buddies said, if not September, then December. And if not this year, then next. I'm here for the end game. And that cracked me up, and it kind of also fired me up. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready. I've got a plan. I've got my community, and I've got my limit orders set. And if you want to be a part of this madness, come and hang out with us in the Discord. It's completely free. It's chill, and it's full of great people who live and breathe this stuff just like we do, right? All right. So moment of truth then. Will I be making a follow-up video titled XRP hits $15 and I can't believe it? Or will it be why XRP didn't hit $15 yet? Either way, it's going to be a ride worth remembering. So for now, you can subscribe, join me on this wild ride XRP journey. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss how this story ends.